Hey y'all, welcome back to my Creating Corner. If you're new here, I'm Carol Corey, your independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Can you believe it's August already? And my August paper pumpkin came, that's right, August 2025, Farmhouse Florals. I am wondering what's in this box today. It's always a surprise, but it's always a good surprise. Good surprises are always good. And what's really good about my boxes is I get to stamp with friends. You guys, thank you so much. There's more fun stuff. I hope you are loving your paper pumpkins. Paper pumpkins, because remember, 20% of your cost for every kit, not just the paper pumpkins, but also from our online kit collection, I donate to my September Great Cycle Challenge fundraiser for the Children's Cancer Research Fund. And it's coming up. We've got, just over 2 weeks before it starts. I'm so excited. I'll have information about all of that down below if you're interested in checking it out and seeing what it's all about. It's a good thing. Paper pumpkins are a good thing too. Farmhouse Florals. Let's see what's in here. Let me get this down to our creating table. Sounds like there's a lot of stuff in there. It's probably cards, and you know, whatever it is, we're going to have a great time putting it together. And probably going a little rogue. Let's see what else we can do with the contents in this nifty little orange box. Let me get this down to the creating table. Hang on. Alrighty, 2025 August Farmhouse Florals. Use my paper snips to get into the box here, and we shall see what we've got. Looks like it was a little worse for wear. Whoopsie. Wonder what happened in transit. Okay. Oh, an extra set of stamps. We've got 2 sets of stamps here, and I see a teapot. We'll wait until we see the black line. And this does come with a Secret C Stampin' Spot. I think this is such a pretty color. It is gorgeous. Let me put that aside. And it is pretty how it's always wrapped in your tissue paper. These aside. And all packaged up so nothing floats around. Let's see. Oh, how cute! Oh, I really like these. You know, if you're an ongoing Paper Pumpkin subscriber, not every kit, but oftentimes there'll be past kits available for sale, and a Paper Pumpkin subscriber can purchase past kits. This looks like one that if it does have some extras available for sale, I do believe I will be snatching it up. Okay, let's get this all unpackaged here. What do we have? We have got a nice little roll of linen thread. Okay. And some dimensionals, good. Envelopes that do have the decorated flap to coordinate. Oh, just look at this card base. Your little satchel, your little shopping satchel full of flowers. 1, 2, oh, it's a nice weight. And it looks like it's got kind of like little flecks on it. Remember back in the day we used to have like the handmade paper and it would have things embedded in it? Or like now you can buy the paper that has the seeds in it. I don't know if you can see the little tiny flecks, but that is pretty. That's cute. That'll make a cute card. And okay, this one is just plain. We've got 3 of these plain card bases. Good. A world of possibilities. Oh, look at the cute little tags and labels. So cute. Look, you don't even have to have a die cutting machine, and you still get all the cute die cuts and sentiment banners and all. Perfect. That's cute. A typewriter. I hate to say it, but I'm sure there might be some people that have never even used or seen a typewriter. Quite nostalgic. I like that though. And that's the same as on the envelopes. And it's, again, that same paper that's got a sort of a rustic quality to it. Oh, these are going to be fun. There. Oh, what a beautiful die cut. Look how pretty. So we've got 3 of those. That's a beautiful little scenery, little vignette. And here we've got some more. Oh, another little satchel and a typewriter. Cute. Some flowers. 3 sheets of those. Cute. Cardboard for something else. Okay, here's our black line drawing to see what our stamps say. And you just put a little bit of tear and tape down each side and put it shut. It makes a little folder to keep your stamps. Okay, so we've got, "You're simply the best. Thank you for your constant friendship and listening ear. Always here for you, for a great friend." And there's a teapot and some flowers and little star bursty things. And then, "Good friends are hard to find. I'm so glad we found each other." Oh, isn't that sweet? Okay, and more little just dots. "And for you, thank you. Just a note, you are loved. To say, forever your friend. Hello, XOXO." And flowers. Oh, those are sweet. I really like this one. "Good friends are hard to find. I'm so glad we found each other." That is sweet. I'm so glad you found me. Okay. And here are the directions. On the back, we have the list of your kit components, everything that comes in the kit, coordinating colors if you want to change things up a little bit, which we probably will do, and we might pull out one of these coordinating colors. So there's Calypso Coral, Darling Duckling, that is a really nice yellow, Gray Granite, Lost Lagoon, Pecan Pie, and Secret Sea. Very cool. And of course a QR code you can hit with your phone to watch someone from Stampin' Up! Put the kit together. And the stamps that go along with this, every 3 months we get a new stamp set, a new coordinating dies set. They're like 12 bucks and they coordinate with 3 months of Paper Pumpkin at a time. So you have one for January, February, March, April, May, June, July, and August. This is the last month. And let me see, I believe this one is the correct set. Nope, wrong one. I do have these. Oh, there we go. I knew I had them right here somewhere. Here is the Circle of Seasons dies that coordinates with the June, July, and August Paper Pumpkin kits. Wait a minute, no. January, February, March, April, May, June. Okay, July, August, and September. Circle of Season dies. There we go. And these are only 12 bucks. I think it's a good deal because you can use this with a lot of things. Especially, I love that little hello. Okay, so we will probably use these once we put the kit together. Okay, well, and the directions couldn't be easier to follow. They're pictorial. Here's for card design number 1, card design number 2, and card design number 3. So I'm going to clean all this up, and I'm going to get out what I need to do each of these cards, and we are going to see how these cards put together. Quickly and easily, I'm sure. Hang on. Alrighty, card number 1, let's get going. You know, when you purchase a Paper Pumpkin kit, or when you get the first of a subscription, it comes with these acrylic blocks that on which you mount your stamps. And also with any of the kits from our online kit collection, if there's stamping to be done, because a couple of them, everything's die cut and you don't have to do any stamping, but if there is stamping to be done in the online kit collection kits, you get your acrylic block with those too. So your kits, you know, you really do have everything you need except the scissors to get into the kit. So they're really good. And remember, all of these kits, 20% of your cost does go straight to my Great Cycle Challenge fundraiser. But okay, so the ink spot that came is Secret Sea, and I put it somewhere, but I'm going to use my full-size ink pad because I like to save my Stampin' spots for when I travel. It just takes up a lot less room when you're packing things up, and they do hold a lot of ink. But Secret Sea, this is a beautiful color. This is one of our new in colors. Every 2 years we get 5 new colors, and they stay for 2 years. So every year you would get, you know, a color phasing out, and 5 colors phasing out, and 5 more phasing in. So this is one of our new ones, and through August 31st, all of the Stampin' Up! Products that have anything to do with an in color, that's the inks, the markers, the paper, you know, the cardstock, the designer series paper that have the brand new in colors with them, they're all on sale. So this is a good time, you know, to load up. Well, okay, so looking at the directions, I need the flowers, and I need the, oh, friends are hard to find. I didn't get that one out. Let me get that one out. Nope, I flipped the directions over and that was for another card. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, on the inside of the card, we are going to put the flowers that way and put the sentiment in the middle. I'm going to do the sentiment first, and the sentiment for this card is "You are loved." So tap, tap, tap. We don't push and smush, we just tap it. Make sure your cardstock is straight. I like the grid paper for that. Actually, I have my glass mat underneath here, but it glares with the light. But, okay, so we're going to get that straight, and that way I know that I will get this straight. Perfect. You are loved. Okay? And I do like to put my things a little higher up. Let's get this flower here. And rotate from here. So pretty. Okay. Get my simple chamois to clean this off real quick. But isn't that a pretty color? It's not strong enough to be considered black. It's got a little bit of a blue-gray idea in there. I think that's really a pretty color. Okay, so now, close this. Take your bone folder, give it a good crease. Now this stamp is a little design stamp, and we're going to go across the bottom. And it's not showing going all the way across the bottom, so we will just do like so. I think we'll run it off the end here. Well, no. We'll just like that. Okay. That was easy enough. I think I missed one. Go like that. Okay. There we go. And clean it. And then on this little die cut, we're going to put thank you. I like when you're stamping onto something colored so you can see it. Okay. You know, on the back of your ink pads, it has the name of the color in several different colors. So the top one on all the pads I've gotten, those are English, and that's to go on the outside of your ink pad for when you store it. But I also use one of the other tags to put in the little well where you put your fingers. This you can read it, it is in English, but even if it's in a different color, in a different language, it's got the color. So if you've got separate ink pads open and you can't really tell which is which, go ahead and put one of those little tags you're not using right here so you can tell what color it is even if your pad is open. Okay, so let's take this gorgeous panel, and let me grab my tweezers. I love using tweezers, and we're just going to grab some of these dimensionals, one in each corner and one in the middle, and we're going to put two on the flat end, not the, looks like it's torn. Okay. I'm going to need a lot of thank you notes coming up, so I'm glad to see this. Isn't that just so pretty? Oh my glory. This is so, oops, so pretty. Oh, I love it. Oh, that is so pretty. What do y'all think? Oh, I love it. And of course, when you send it, it'll be in the cute coordinating envelope. When there's something fancy on the envelope, you're excited. If it's not a bill in the mailbox, you're excited. But this is worth being excited over. Oh, that's so pretty. I can't wait to see what the next one looks like. Hang on. Okay, card number 2 is another beauty. We are starting out with the card base that has the little satchel printed on the front. And inside, once again, we are using, let me put this up here so y'all can see it and carry along with me. Follow along. So once again, we're going to do the flowers in the arches in the middle. Let me go ahead and do the sentiment first. This is the sentiment, good friends are hard to find. I'm so glad we found each other. That is so sweet. Oh, that is so sweet. Who would you send yours to? Whoopsie. I made a mess. I made a mess. Let me get it off my block, because I know it'll get on my hands and on my cardstock. And I did it again. Okay. Oh, that is so pretty. Okay, while I've got that, let me clean it on my simple chamois. Yes, it gets very stained, but even though it's stained, it still cleans. Okay. That one aside. Now I'm going to go ahead and shut this, give it a good press with the bone folder. I find if I'm stamping inside the card, it is easier if I haven't already creased it because it like pops up, and I don't know, I like creasing it after it's done. Okay, so now I'm going to take, once again, this little texture stamp, and I'm going to stamp right across the front of the satchel. Just one simple little run across the satchel. No, I'm going to need, yeah, one should do it. No, I'm going to need two. I'm going to have to go twice. There we go. And with these photopolymers, you can pretty much see the line up. There we go. Alrighty. Oh, I still need that. This is what I need to do. Okay. And now on this cute little tag, I'm going to do the For You. Okay, For You. Isn't that cute? And let me shut the ink. I'm done with the ink. Now when I say you have everything you need except the scissors, I'm serious, because here we're going to be cutting 12 inches of the linen twine. But looky, looky, along the bottom of our directions, it's a measuring tool. So I'm going to take my twine, and even if I didn't have this, doesn't matter, I can just run it across like that. So if you're going on a trip and you're just taking just some scrap computer paper to protect your work surface, you've got your measuring tool right here. Okay. We are going to thread it through. Cute. Oh, okay. There we go. Now, we're going to take this, pop a few dimensionals on the back of the satchel die cut. Oops, grab two. We're going to just layer it right on top. There we go. And here we've got the straps that we're going to layer across. This is too big for the dimensional to fit across without showing, but that's not a big deal because these cut. So we're just going to cut that in half. I'm going to put a little half on this. We're going to put the other half over here. Now before we attach it, we're going to tie this, and make sure you have it going the right way. Just going to tie this on here. Have a little dangly tag. How cute! Oh, this is just so cute. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is, okay. To make this whole process easier, now that I've got that like that, I'm going to go ahead and stick this down. See? Why isn't it sticking? Okay, that one doesn't want to stick. Let me grab another one here. Slice. Go. Line that up, right over there, like that, and now we can tie it. And it says to put one on the back. I'm going to use this little piece that I have left. Put there. Add another one. There. How cute is that? Trim the little twines. There we go. Now, we have got flowers. And on the back of the flowers, we're going to add some dimensionals. And we're going to bring some dimension to these lovely blooms. Oh, if that is not the most darling. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay, I like the dimension on there. All right. Oh, I can't wait to see what the last one looks like. These first two have been total winners in my book. Hold on, let's get to number 3. I think this third design is just as sweet as can be. And I know I'm going to need to make a few of them. So we're going to start on the inside. And just like the others, well, let me go ahead and I'm going to stamp the to say. Oops. I don't know why I'm holding it crooked. To say. We're going to put that right in the middle. And of course, make sure your card base is straight. Oopsie. Snagged on my finger there. Not fingernail. Okay. To say. Thank you. That looks like I may have messed up. Now let me take my die cut. Now I'm going to take one of these sheets and on the rough end I will do just a note. And that. We're going to put that behind here. Oh, there's a little slit. We're going to slide it in the slit. Isn't that cute? Details, details. Slide that in the slit. Now I'm going to put a dimensional across the back of that to hold it together. And while I've got dimensionals going, I'm going to put some on the back of these two little flowers. Where's my tweezers? I need my tweezers. Okay. This is a take your pick tool, which is very useful. So I'm just going to use my take your pick tool. Don't know what I did with my tweezers. It's okay. You can just flick them off. Place that right over there. Look how cute! Look how cute! Okay, and let's go ahead and take this flower and we're going to put that flower just like that. And we're going to take these two happy yellow flowers and put them just like that. Oh, how cute! Isn't that adorable? I love it. That's cute. That is cute. Oh, these were cute cards. I think we can zhuzh things up a little bit. What do you think? Let me clear up and let's see what we can do. Okay, this is one of the cards that we've already created, and I'm just going to zhuzh it up a little bit by adding a brass butterfly, or 2 or 3 to it. Let's just put one here. Let's go ahead and put a bigger one over here. And we'll just put one more right about here. And that just adds a little touch of sparkle, just a little touch of something else to it. Because these cards I really think are so pretty. I would just do them the way, if you're a beginning stamper, I just wouldn't try to do too much else because these are fabulous. And of course we do have little bee trinkets also that you just take an ink, excuse me, not ink, you just use like a mini glue dot, and you put a little mini glue dot there. And look at these darling little bee trinkets. That would be so cute to add. Look how cute they are. So, you can just add to what you have with these cards. But I will show you a couple other ideas. And these are more for the stamper who's got products on hand or you're just starting to get into it. Now, you do want to protect your work surface. And it's easier to do this with your re-inkers, but you can do it with your ink pads. So I'm going to do it with the ink pads in case you're not a long-time stamper and don't have all the different color re-inkers. So this is a Mossy Meadow, and I'm just kind of getting it on here a little bit. And then I'm taking Lost Lagoon, and I'm just touching my ink pad to this big old acrylic block. And I'm following it up with some Calypso Coral ink. Again, just touching my ink pad to the block. I like the Calypso Coral. Okay. Now I'm taking my Stampin' Spritzer, and this is why you have to make sure you have something else to practice to protect your surface. And I'm just going to squirt this. I want it runny. I want it real wet. I want it real runny. And let's just kind of swirl it in. Let me take a little, just muddle it a little bit with a brush here. We're going to make a nice little watercolor background. There we go. Now we're going to take the plain card base. We're going to give it a good crease with my bone folder. So we're only going to get one side done. And we're just going to set it right on top of this wet block and then lift it off. And I'm going to wipe off some of that little excess. And there we have a nice soft watercolor background. I'm going to let that one dry. Okay, now I need to stamp the sentiment. I'm going to stamp the thank you. Now, if you've never used photopolymer stamps before, if you're a beginner, the stamps can bend. You know, the longer ones, of course, you can make much more bent. So, like, you can bend them into, one side is smooth and the other side has the carving on it. Photopolymers, it's more of a fill in the, so you can bend them to make shapes. I hope you can see that. So there, you can see how it's bent. You don't want to bend it all the time. Usually you're going to want them straight. So put it down on your grid paper, line it up so that it's straight with the flat side up, and then just set your block on top of it. So I'm going to stamp in Lost Lagoon. I'm not sure which side I want to use, so I'm going to use this tag. So on one side I'm going to stamp thank you in the Lost Lagoon, but I think I might stamp the other side in Secret Sea, and then I'll see which side we want to use. When you're going from a lighter to a darker stamp, usually you just stamp it off till you don't see any more impression. You don't have to wash it. Okay. Like I said, I'm not sure which side I want to use. These inks do not bleed through the cardstock, so you're okay. Alrighty, this is dry. You can, watercolor paper will dry pretty quickly, but regular cardstock is fine. You can use your heat gun to help it dry. And I want you to see what happens when you use the heat gun. I want you to watch how the cardstock bends, and then you put the heat on the other side and put it back where it was. It should work even though this is already dry. Did you see how it started going up and then I put it underneath and it started flattening back out? Okay, what we're gonna do, we're gonna put this on the front, and doesn't that look cool? But I like this ragged edge. We're gonna tear this and we're gonna tear it away from us so that we don't lose any of our watercolor. There we go. That looks cool. But we could always put that on the inside. I think that's a good idea. How about we do that? We not discard that. We go ahead and use it. I'm going to use some of the multi-purpose glue. And we're just going to glue it down. How's that sound? Oh, I like it. I like it. Ooh, came down a little too far. Oh, did I press it too hard? I did. That's okay. That's okay. Oh, that looks pretty cool. Now we're going to take our dimensionals, and we are not going to go all the way over. Actually, I could have ripped that off a lot further, couldn't I? That's okay. That's okay. I should have ripped that a lot further. Shall we make a hot mess? Let's go ahead and make a hot mess. We're going to rip it again to get it down to about halfway. Oh, can I ever craft without it turning into just utter chaos? Now, we should be able to match it right up. Cover that. Well, that's fine. It kind of reminds me of that Inspiring Imperfections with the cracks in the middle. Whoopsie. There we go. It's all torn, so it's okay to have that tear down the middle. Oh, you know what? I actually like it like that. Who'd have thought? And I was off a little bit, so let me trim this off the bottom here. Who'd have thought I would have liked it like that? There we go. Now, we are just going to put a couple of dimensionals on this side. Ah, nice. Okay, now, do we want thank you, or do we want thank you? Let's go ahead and use the color. And of course, we only put the dimensionals on the end, so it comes across. I want to see that, so we're going to come up a little bit. Ooh, I love it! Oh, that's cute. I like that. I'd have liked it better if I hadn't had that part torn, but that looks good. And let's just throw a butterfly or two down on this piece, peeking out. Okay, 3 butterflies decorating the edge. Oh, that's cute. And of course, then you put your sentiment in the middle. That is cute. I've gotten really into the watercolor backgrounds. If you like drop your ink all over your glass mat and then spritz it, you can do an entire sheet of cardstock at once and then just cut it for what you need. I like that. Now I do have an over-the-top idea. This is going to be for people that have a few things in their craft closet. Let me show you. Okay, well, I am ready to do this last card, and let me tell you, sometimes you just want to do a quick card and just do what the kit says to do, and then when you're out of your materials, you've got your stamps left, so what are you going to do? And you might just have some time on your hands and want to go all out, and that's what I'm doing now. I am using all the stuff. I've got my heat tool, I've got my Versamark and my white embossing powder, and my embossing buddy. I'll have everything listed below, so don't worry, you don't have to take notes. I have got my Spotlight on Nature dies, and I am going to use, on the second sheet, the second to the largest die. There we go. And I've got the Tags to Go dies. When you run out of your materials and you really liked this little hanging tag to tie the hole through, this Tags to Go, isn't that cute? It's got the keys and everything, but it's also got this. And I'm going to be using this hanging tag. Okay. And I've got the Hello die from the coordinating die set that goes along with the July, August, September paper pumpkin kits. I'm going to put my dies right there nice and safe. I've got a pecan pie ink pad. I've got a blending brush. I've got the exposed brick embossing folder. I have got little bumblebees and brushed brass butterflies. I have a Calypso Coral ink pad. I have my Secret Sea ink pad. I have a Calypso Coral Stampin' Right marker, a Granny Apple Green Stampin' Right marker. I've got the Lost Lagoon blends. Now when you use the blends, you always have to make sure it's something that's going to be layered because it will bleed through. Okay. What else? Oh, I've got adhesive sheets. These are so easy to use. It turns, whenever you're going to make a die cut, if you put the adhesive sheet on the back, it turns your die cuts into stickers. So I've got the adhesive sheets. And I've got a little scrap of black that I've already, I will put the adhesive sheet on that, and I've got some Calypso Coral with the adhesive sheet already attached. Look how easy it is to use the adhesive sheets. There is a kind of a score thing there, so you can pull off that little wax paper cover, and you just put it down on the back of your cardstock, pull off the rest, smooth it out. Now when I cut it out, that's going to be a sticker. Okay, I have also got a healthy scrap of white, basic white paper, and a full sheet of basic white cardstock. So let me get all this organized and we'll get started on doing one fantastic card. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is cut my cardstock. So I'm going to open up my Stampin' Trimmer and put the long direction in, and I'm going to cut this at 9 3/4. So I'm cutting off 1 1/4 inches. Okay, so it's 9 3/4 long, and now I'm going to cut it at 5 1/2. Go ahead and close that. Bring this here to 5 1/2. Alrighty. Now on each end, I'm going to score it at 3 1/4. Let me get my dark cutting blade out of the way, have my light scoring blade down here, and I'm going to come to 3 1/4 and score. Make sure you have your cardstock all the way against the base, so it's a straight score. And then I'm just going to turn it over and come to the other end to 3 1/4. Alright, done with the Stampin' Trimmer. Now, I've got a score line here and a score line here. I'm going to go ahead, before I emboss it, I'm going to cut it because I want a flat piece for the back. Oh, maybe I want to, no, okay. So I'm going to cut it before I emboss it. Here you can see, here's a score line and here's a score line. I'm going to take my circle die and I'm going to put it about halfway. That should be good. About halfway. Okay, notice I've got it about 1/4 inch from the left hand side, and it's, you could even go a little more than halfway up. Okay, I guess I'll do that. That is about halfway up, roughly. Okay, so I'm going to cut this out, and I'm not going to do it on the table because this is a shaky table, but I do want to make sure y'all see, this is my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss Machine, and look how it folds. Isn't that the cutest thing? Now, when I am doing just my little ones, these will fit in without a problem. The regular size Stampin' Cut and Emboss Machine is a full 6 inches wide. It's big, it folds just like this. So I'm going to take this over to the larger machine and I'm going to cut that circle out. And while I'm there, I'll cut out a second one. You'll see why. Okay, so I have cut this one out, but it's got a score line in the middle. So I cut a second one out of that healthy scrap, so there's no score line. Plus, I'm going to be using blends on it, and it'll be bleeding through, so I'm going to back it with this other one. And that way you don't see the score line, it'll be a little bit sturdier, and you won't see the bleeding through. Okay. So, my teapot stamp that came in my set, I'm going to go ahead and stamp it with the Secret C. Now mind you, you've got to stamp kind of low down on the circle because we're going to put flowers. So we have to leave room for the flowers. So we're going to stamp it right about there. Okay. Let's try to get it straight. There we go. Now, this will stamp solid, and I don't want it being solid. I want to show the flowers and the greenery. That's where my Stampin' Right markers come in. With the Stampin' Right markers, you can color on your stamps. So, I'm going to color in the leaves and stalks with my Granny Apple Green marker. And we're going to work kind of quickly. It should stay moist fairly long enough to do it, but you don't want to take forever. Give it a big huff to moisten it with your breath and line it up and right on top. Cute! Now we've got the cute flowers in the flower pot. Okay. Now I'm going to take my Lost Lagoon Stampin' Blends. I'm going to go ahead and start with the dark kind of on the inside at the top and here along the bottom. Probably be, we're going to make it a little bit darker at the edges and along the bottom. We're going to come on towards the middle here. Okay, now we're going to take the light and we're going to blend it. We'll blend the light and the dark together, and we want it a little bit lighter in the middle. There we go. Okay. Let's just give it a nice, nice. See, and then we'll line those up together. See how it bleeds through? You don't want that showing on your card. So, make sure your little holes line up. There we go. We're going to let that ink settle in and match up, and we're going to go cut the word hello out of both the black and the Calypso Coral, and I'm going to take this exposed brick 3D embossing folder. When we put this card together, we're going to fold the bottom up and then we fold the top down, okay? So the back of the front becomes the top, and the back of the second becomes the inside. So we're going to emboss this side and that side. On the embossing folder, the side that has the writing is the side you want what you want embossed to be against. Okay? So let me take this over to the Stampin' Cut and Emboss Machine, get these two flaps embossed, and get the word hello cut out in both of those. Okay, and I am done. I've got my hello cut out. I'm going to use my take your pick tool, and all of our stamps have these little release holes. You just use your take your pick tool, poke it into the release holes, and your die cut easily comes loose. That one out. Oops. Okay, so I've got my two hellos done. And I guess I should, did I point out, in order to do just the flaps and not the back, you only put your cardstock in partially. I just went in up to the crease. So there I've got my embossing done. Okay, now I want to bring that embossing out a little bit. Let me go ahead and put some scrap paper down. I need to go ahead also, let me go ahead with the Calypso Coral. I think that'll work. I think I'm going to do that in Calypso Coral, and I'm going to cut it out with one of those tag dies. Did I take the die out yet? Yes, I did. Oh, there it is. So I'm going to cut that out with that. I should have taken it before. I'll do that in a moment. Okay. Now I do want to highlight the embossing. So I'm going to take my pecan pie and the blending brush. Just get a little bit on there, and I'm going to start in circles off of the paper. And I'm only going to go over the embossed areas. Always start on your scratch paper. Okay. I just want to, knock off some of the bright white. There we go. So that's what the front's going to look like, sort of. Now, let's finish this teapot. I am going to take my Stampin' Buddy just to make sure that I know the ink is dry. The ink's got to be dry, but I don't want stray powder anywhere. With my Versamark, I'm going to take the little 3 dots from the stamp set, and I'm just going to put those on the teapot. Always close your Versamark before you open your powder. And then in white, isn't that cute? Isn't that cute? I think that is so cute. Okay. Now we're going to take this and we're going to glue it right here. The easier way for me to do that is to just use a couple strips of tear and tape, and that way I know that I'm not getting my glue anywhere it doesn't belong. fit your circle right where it was to begin with. And there you go. Then when you open it up, ta-da! Or you could set it like that. Well, I guess that one won't work quite as well that way. Isn't that cute? Okay. Now I'm going to take my black pillow. Let's see, where do I want it? Just put it right there. And now we'll layer this. So cute. Hello. Using the adhesive sheets made sticking that hello down so much easier. And then we can put a little for you right here. Let me go cut my for you out. Yes, let me go get this cut out and we'll see if we want it on there. Okay. See, isn't that cute? This is the tags to go, guys. And I think that is cute. And I think all of the little dies in here are cute. The keys, how about using this for somebody when they get their first car or a new house? Love it. Love it. Okay, so I've got my tag cut out. Let me just poke the middle out with that. Do we want it here? So let's put it right here. Instead of putting the twine through there, now this is the twine from the kit, instead of putting it through there, I'm just going to make a bow, nice little bow, from the linen thread that came with the kit. Is that too big? That's good. And using a glue dot, the glue dots come on a roll. I'm going to use my take your pick tool to pick a glue dot up. And I'm going to put, actually I'm going to put a glue dot behind there. And, is that where we want it? Have it like that? For you. Let's put a little bit of an angle. For you. Another glue dot right there. That is so cute. Now on the inside, I'm going to take this Good Friends Are Hard to Find. I'm so glad we found each other. And I'm going to take some Calypso Coral ink and I'm going to stamp the inside of this. That is so cute. Let's get that inked up a little bit. And I think right about here is good. Oh, I love it. I love it. Hello. For you. Good friends are hard to find. I'm so glad we found each other. Oh, this is adorable. Okay, I'm going to put a butterfly on here. Do I want a little bumblebee charm? Yeah, let's put some bumblebee trinkets on here. Oh, if I can get the lid off. There we go. That is cute. Okay. Let's go ahead and put a bumblebee. Well, let's go ahead and put a butterfly. Here. Here's a butterfly. Let me take a glue dot. Do we want butterflies and bumblebees? Let's see how it looks with a little bumblebee on there. Should I put it on here? Let's put it right here. It's a tiny little trinket. Little bumblebee trinket. So cute. So cute. And then I'll put a bigger butterfly here. Ah, I know this is not for the beginner stamper, but it's really easier than somebody who gets it in the mail would think. I love it. Oh, I hope you like my cards. Let me clean everything up and let's take a look at what we've done together. I hope you've had as much fun as I have with the Farmhouse Florals Paper Pumpkin Kit. And you remember our first card had the window scene with the thank you. Isn't that sweet? It's got the little detailing across the bottom. You are loved. So cute. So cute. And then the second card, a nice little satchel of flowers. And we used the die cuts to bring some dimension to the flowers. And then I went back later on and added a little butterfly to it. But I love the hanging tag for you. And again, good friends are hard to find. I'm so glad we found each other. Precious. I love that one. And then the third card designed in the kit is a typewriter. We're going vintage. Just a note to say thank you. Isn't that cute? I love it. And as much as I loved these, I did do a little something different. So on this card, remember we did the watercolor background and I tore it and added the torn part to the inside with a couple little butterflies on there. So it's the window scene with the thank you, and then you can write whatever you need to. That is sweet. And then I love this one. I love doing pop-ups and fun folds. Hello. The hello is done with the coordinating die set, which is, like I say, it's like $12, and it's called the Circle of Season dies. And if you are a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, you can purchase those dies to go along with the kit. This has one more month that it will coordinate, and then there will be another die set coming out. So here we have, using the embossed distressed brick background and the little teapot and flowers from the die set itself. You know, this is for once you've run out of the materials from your kit. Okay, hello for you, and this was with the tags to go dies. And then the good friends are hard to find. I'm so glad we found each other. When you take the time to make a card like this, that sentiment is almost unnecessary because they know how much you cherish their friendship. But you can use this for so many different things. This made a really good Easter card one year I did it. But anyways, I hope you like my cards. I hope you love my cards. I hope you'll use the watercoloring technique or the this fun fold in the future. Give me a thumbs up if you like them. And don't forget to hit subscribe if you're not already subscribed so you can come back and play again. Thanks so much. Appreciate you. And if you do not have a U.S. demonstrator, I'm here for you. So until next time, keep making the world a beautiful place. Bye now.